Greetings, fellow pipe smokers. This is a VR to AKJ Piperman. He recently did a video where he compared his brand new McQueen Churchwarden pipe to a Peterson pipe, and he came to the conclusion that he likes the much cheaper McQueen pipe way more than the more expensive Peterson pipe, which is totally legit. I also have several basket pipes that I do enjoy way more than some fancy collector's pieces. And I will put a link to the original video in the bucket below. And he asked the question why the Peterson pipe is way more expensive. What is the reason for this? And I think I'd like to exploit that a little more. I don't have a Peterson Churchwarden, but I have this one, a VAUEN Auenland. And I will show you in detail what is driving the price up. And this is just a comparison. What makes the pipe more expensive? It's not at all about if a pipe is worth it or if it is too expensive. This is a completely different topic. I made up my mind and I think I have a clue why McQueen pipes are that cheap for what they are, but I can't prove it, so I will not talk about this. I will just show you this pipe and will show you the parts that make it more expensive. Of course, there's transportation, like VAUEN or Peterson, that have to be shipped across the ocean to get to the US. There's customs, there's taxes. That's a reason why I have no modern-made US pipes, because in comparison to other factory pipes, they become too expensive due to customs and taxes over here. But that apart. So for example, AKJ Piperman pointed out that his McQueen pipe has no acrylic tip at the end. And he said it's no problem for him. But this acrylic tip serves a purpose. It has a reason it is there. So this is beechwood, I guess, with an acrylic tip. And in general, wooden stems, wooden mouthpieces are a very bad idea for pipes. Other than collector's pieces, there are pipes with briar mouthpieces that look absolutely amazing. But for the actual smoking man or woman, it's a bad idea, because even briar and other hardwoods, they get soaked with saliva, they get tooth marks quite easily, they soak up the moisture from the smoke, and they start to dissolve and get ugly and disgusting quite easily. So that's the reason for the acrylic tip, that stays nice and clean, and it's easier to clean and more hygienic. So this serves a purpose, and of course, one more item drives the prices up. Then this stem has an acrylic inner lining. This also serves a purpose. Many purposes, to be exactly. As user Desinergy, one of my subscribers, pointed out, he bought an old wooden pipe with a long wooden stem, and he said the stem absorbs about 90% of the tobacco taste. So with an acrylic lining, you get the original tobacco taste. The next thing is cleaning. As we all know, in the smoke there's a lot of moisture, and a wooden stem absorbs this moisture, and if you smoke a lot, it gets soaked up with moisture, it starts to work, it starts to dissolve over time. And also, if there are tiny cracks inside the wood, if there are chips from the drilling that are left inside the wood, this all starts to work, to move when it gets wet. If a wet piece of tobacco comes inside and gets struck to the wall, it becomes very, very hard, to sometimes even impossible to clean a long wooden stem. And also a wooden stem that long, that gets soaked up with moisture, it can start to warp and twist. Silvio from the Vintage Pipes Nightmare channels told me, he advised me that long bamboo stems, for example, that have about 4 knuckles and have no metallic or acrylic inner lining, will start to move and twist over time. So with an acrylic lining, This is avoided. The next thing is the tenon. As far as I know, the McQueen pipes have a metal tenon. Modern day pipes have an Teflon tenon. This is also for a reason. The metal tenons might be cheaper, but they are slowly wearing out the wood. Every time you take the pipe apart, a bit of the wood is gone, and over time the connection gets loose. And also, wood, as it's organic, is working with temperature, with moisture, and the Teflon tenon is a little more flexible. A metal tenon isn't flexible at all, and in the worst case this can lead to cracked pipe shanks. That's why most modern day pipe makers have switched to Teflon. Only Dr. Grabow is still using metal tenons and McQueen pipes. The question was also, oh no, it wasn't a question. A smooth, polished pipe bowl, as the Peterson pipe that he did show has, is of course more expensive than a rusticated one, and I think his McQueen pipe has some rough rustication, but I'm not sure, I didn't look into this. If a pipe maker decides to make a smooth pipe, during the last steps of work it can still happen that there are holes in the wood, there are tiny cracks in the wood, and since customers usually do not accept fills anymore, these pipes have to be rusticated to sell them. So a rustication is applied. Of course, these are more work steps. This costs the pipe maker or the pipe company more money. And for, let's say, I don't know the exact numbers, for one smooth pipe you have 4 pipes that have to get rusticated. And you have to sell those pipes for lesser money, even though they are more expensive in production. So you have to compensate for this by making the smooth pipes more expensive. That's also one reason why the Schoen Peterson pipe, for example, is more expensive. Of course, there are also differences with rustications. I've seen rustications that are pieces of art in themselves, that are a design element, and I've seen rustications that are so cheaply and quickly done just to hide some flaws in the wood. This also makes a difference in price. I'm not sure about the rustication on the McQueen pipe, but if I remember correctly, it is done very roughly. Of course, this can be seen as a design decision, but usually it is made to save money. Yeah, the briar quality itself, I'm no expert here, so I can't say anything about this. But as you see, these are all factors that are driving prices up. Of course, the silvering that has to be applied, as the Peterson pipe did show, costs money. On 2 of the pipes that I made, there are rings, and this wasn't cheap to be made, if I remember correctly. And I got it for a very good price. So I think Peterson is doing it themselves, so it's a little cheaper, but also this drives the prices up. I have never had a McQueen pipe to hold in my hand, so I don't know about the general quality, how the drilling is done, how the inside of the boulders look. I can't say anything about this. These are just some quick points I wanted to show you why exactly the pipe is more expensive. And again, I didn't talk about if it is worth its price, if it is too expensive. That's not the point of this video. So again, thanks for watching. Enjoy AKJ's Pipeman's channel. As I said, I will put a link down below. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Cheers.